Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Android Geeks. In this episode, we will be learning more about layout and how to use relative layout, linear layout, and frame layout to make beautiful UIs. For this lesson, we will be making a movie listing and movie detail screen to see how to make layout. So let's go ahead and create a movie package in our app folder. Right click, package, movie. And in the movie package, we'll create a new activity called movie list. Activity, basic activity or empty activity. So we will create an empty activity called movie list activity. So it will generate an XML for us, and let's let's make it a launcher activity so that it will open as soon as we open the app. Okay. So the Gradle has synced, but there is still some error showing. So we'll have to import this. We'll do command space. Okay, so as you can see, the movie list activity has been created and the corresponding layout XML has also been created. And if we go to the Android manifest, there also the movie list activity has been added. But since we selected to make it as a launcher activity, a launcher intent has also been added. But right now we have two activities with launcher intent, which will not uh, work. So let's remove the main activity as a launcher intent. So right now we have only one activity, which is movie list activity as launcher intent. So let's fix this warning that has been showed. Okay, so let's look at the layout that was created. So if you look at here, it is an empty layout with made out of constraint layout. So constraint layout is a new layout that Google is uh, pushing everyone to use, but we'll stick to basics, and in this video we'll be looking only into linear layouts, relative layouts, and fragment and frame layout. So let's make the constraint layout into a relative layout. So let's start by giving a padding to the parent. Let's give 16 dp, and then we want a detail here, right? Okay, so before that, let's we want the whole thing to be scrollable. So let's start by adding a scroll view. So we will make the scroll view of width match parent and height match parent so that it will fill the whole screen. Then inside the scroll view, we have to add a add one layout element. So the scroll view can have only a single child. So we will give a linear layout inside, which will also match the parent, and which will have an orientation of vertical. So now we can see there's a warning here which says my linear layout should use layout height wrap content. So that is because inside a scroll view, everything should have a height of wrap content. So now we have made a scroll view and a linear layout inside, but there is still no UI yet. So let's start by creating the view for a movie list. So we will use a card view to show an item. Looks like we don't have CardView imported yet, so we'll have to go to the Gradle file and add CardView. So we'll have to add it here. So I have now added the dependency that is required to include the CardView. The dependency is com.android.support CardView v7. I'll add the same in the description of this video. So, and I have also gone ahead and created a wireframe for the UI that we are making. So first there will be a movie listing screen which will list movies like this, a details page which will show the movie's image at the top here and the movie details here. There will be also an image and as background of the of each item here. So let's go ahead and create that. So we will make a card view. So each card view will hold one of this item. Width will make match parent. Height will do as wrap content. And let's give a margin to the card view. Margin of 8 dp. So margin will add a space outside the element and a padding will add space inside the element. So this is a card view. And let's so as you can see there is an image inside and then the movie name inside. So to put things on top of an element we have to use a frame layout. So just like scroll view, a card view should also have a single child inside. So let's add a frame layout inside. Let's make the width match parent and the height also match parent. And here let's give a height of 100 dp to the card view. Let's see how that looks. Okay, let's try to give a radius also, radius of 4 dp. And let's also add an elevation to the card view so it will look little bit elevated. Let's give card elevation also. Okay, so let's give a background color to the frame layout here. So let's make it white. So there is no white here, so let's just type white. So now Android Studio will show that it cannot resolve the color white, so we will create it here. We'll right click, or you can use Alt Enter to fix it. Create a color resource white XML or create color value white. So you can click here and the resource value should be F F F F F F. So you can do it like this, or you can just open the color values and just add it. So right now it is FFF, it's not correct. You have to add the hash also in front. So right now it is white. So let's go here. So it will be white. So let's go here and give a background of color primary. So now you can see, but it looks ugly. Let's give a better color. Let's give white and we'll use the color editor here to change the color. So let's give it a little bit darker. Let's give E2. E2, E. This is a common color used for background. So let's keep it like this. Let's remove this warning. Okay. Let's reduce the padding to 8 dp. Okay, now we have, and let's also increase this height of the card to 200 dp, or let's make it 150 dp. Okay, now we have a scroll view, a linear layout, and a card view inside with a frame layout inside. So inside that, let's add an image view. So before adding the image, we have to import the images to the project. So as you can see, I have already downloaded the images. So since we don't have many versions of the images, we'll just put everything in the drawable folder. Okay, so let's start by adding an image item called image view. So the width should be matching the parent, and the height should also match the parent. And to attach the image, we have to use the source tag, which is src, and let's use the drawable movie one. Okay, so right now it has attached the image, but you can see it is not filling the whole view. That is because we have to set scale type to the image view. Let's make the scale type as center crop. So right now you can see it has filled. So let's try all the other types. Center crop, then center, then center fit, center inside, fit xy. Fit xy will try to fit the entire image in the size which looks bad, or matrix, which is another way. But the common scale type that we use is center crop, which will crop the image correctly to fit inside the view. Now we have the image here, but now we need the movie name also on top of it. So to write the movie name, let's add a text view. We want the width to be matching the parent and height to wrap the content. And right now it is on top here, so let's bring it bottom. We will set a gravity to the layout gravity to the item. Gravity as bottom. So now it comes to the bottom here. So let's type the name here, so we can give it using the text key. Let's give it Avengers. But as you can see, we cannot see it yet because it is the same color. The color of the text is black. So one thing we can do is we can give a text color here, text color, and make it white. Now we can see the text. Let's make it. Let's give a bit of padding inside, padding of 4 dp, and let's make it center aligned like this. So for that we will give a gravity inside, gravity. So as you can see, we have used a layout gravity and a gravity. So the difference between them is the layout gravity will give the gravity to the layout itself, and the just gravity will give gravity to whatever that is inside the layout. So by giving layout gravity as bottom, this layout will be gravitized to the bottom part of the outer layout, and by giving a gravity as center, whatever that is inside the item will be gravitized to the center. So now we can see the text inside. It says Avengers. Let's try to increase the size, text size to 14 sp. Still the same. Let's make it like 16 sp. Okay, as you can see, we are using unit sp here. So for other dimensions, we use the unit dp, which is a device in independent pixels. For text, we use sp. Let's also change the style of the text. Let's make it bold. Cool. Now it looks better. Let's make it 18. Okay, cool, nice. So as you can see, right now we have made one card. Let's copy the card. Okay, and just change the images. Movie 2. This is Toy Story. So one thing we can do to make the text more visible is add a background to it. So right now the text is white in a transparent background. So let's add a background to the text view. Background, we can give a black background so that it's always visible, but it doesn't look really good. So let's give little some transparency to the background. So click on the color here. Let's make it like 50%. So right now we have a nice background which is transparent and makes the text readable. Let's copy paste. There. Okay, so now we have created a UI that is a list of movie items. So let's run this and see what happens. Cool. So you can see we have now we have a list of movie items. So it looks pretty decent. So that's how we make a like really simple list in using layout. So right now, as you can see, we have hard coded everything. Views are hard coded here. So ideally, it will be just a recycler view that will be loading the views as per the data that it receives, but we will come to recycler view in detail in a future video. So let's go ahead and create next view, which is the movie details screen. So let's go and create a new activity here. Activity, let's name it movie detail activity. Let's create the layout XML. And let's make it a normal activity and finish it. So if you're having this error that cannot resolve R is shown, then just try to import it again by using control space, control and space. It will give you the option to import it again. So as you can see, it imports it manually, and now the error has gone. Let's go to movie details, and let's look at what we want to make. So we want to have the um, main image here, then the movie name, then the details of the movie here. So as before, we will start with a relative layout. Okay, but you can see that this view is very simple. It goes from top to bottom in a linear fashion. So let's make it into a linear layout, and give an orientation of vertical. But then we need it to be scrollable. The whole screen had to be scrollable. So then anyway, we need to add a scroll view and make it match parent. As you have seen before, since we have added the scroll view here, the scrolling action was added automatically for us in the app. So like that, we need the scroll view here also, and inside the scroll view it will be a linear layout, match parent, wrap content, and give an orientation of vertical. So inside, first we need image of the movie. So again, uses image view, match parent. Let's give 150 dp height, and the source as movie 1, and scale type as center crop. Let's make it 200. Okay, looks better. Now we need the items to go down in a linear fashion. So next, let's add a text view, wrap content, and the text will be Avengers, and the text color will be black. Here I already added the black color to the colors to our colors XML file. Black. Let's increase the size to 18 sp. No, let's give it like 21 sp or 22 sp. Let's make it 24 sp since it's a title. Let's make it bold, and let's also give some margin. We'll give a usual margin of 8 dp. Okay. Avengers. Then what do you want? Let's give put a rating bar. that also, which should be matching the parent and the wrap content. And let's give a rating of 4.5. Let's give a max rating of 5. Number of stars also to 5. Let's make the width as wrap content and give a step size of 0.5. So we also need to give a margin of 8 dp. Let's put the whole thing inside a linear layout. And let's give a padding of 8 dp. So now we can get rid of this layout and just put margin top for this. Okay, so let's make it small. Okay, so then add more details below. Let's put a line on top. So to put a line, we can use a view with the match parent and height of 1 dp and a background of black and margin top and bottom 8 dp. So now you can see the black line here. Let's copy paste. Or, so that will be the detail of the movie. So let's make it a little bit more beautiful. Let's make it 18 and let's make this 16, and let's try to make the name and rating in the same line. So to do that we have to put a linear layout inside, and let's make the width as match parent, height as wrap content, and we'll give an orientation of horizontal, and then we'll copy this and this and we'll put it inside. But now you can't see this because you can't see the rating bar because the width of the text is match parent. So we'll make it 0 dp, make this also 0 dp, but then we have to give a weight to it. Weight of, we'll give 1 and we'll give the same weight to the other one. Now they are both of the same size, and as you can see the rating in number of stars have increased. That's because we have to make the width of rating bar always wrap content, and we can't give the height here. So now as you can see the width of the text and the rating bar are adjusted accordingly. Now this looks better than the other design. So let's add more details here. Let's copy paste the line. Let's add another heading, artist. You can add the details of artist below. Actor 2, actor 3, etc. Let's make this bold. So let's run this and see. No, but before running, we have to make sure that this activity, the movie detail activity, is made as a main activity. Whereas when the app opens, it will still open the movie listing activity. So let's go here, and as you can see, the movie detail activity doesn't have any indent filter. So let's copy this indent filter and put it here. As you can see in this video, we are not looking into how to do transition from one screen to another, so which is pretty simple, but we will go into that in detail in a future video. Let's run the app and see how it looks. So this is how the detail screen looks. So it looks exactly like what we have designed here. You can see the image, the title, the rating, the details, and the list. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot about layouts. In the next video, we'll be learning more about Android services, broadcast receivers, and indents. I'm also working on a series of videos introducing Kotlin for Android development. So if you like the videos that I'm making, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notified when new videos are released. And also, if you like this video and think that someone else can benefit from the video, please share this video on Facebook, Twitter, or any other social media that you use. Thanks a lot, and see you next video.